Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori and I'm the face behind Entre Tejidos Crochet. Now today's video is going to be a 2-week vlog of me making loveys and snugglers, the types of plushies that aren't as plushy because their body is unstuffed, those. Now I have to do a little bit of research before and see how many patterns I have, what patterns I want to do, and I also kind of want to make it as like a pattern roundup video where if you're looking to try new patterns, you'll see new designers here as well. So without further ado, here's what I made. Here are all the loveys that I made in 2 weeks. Hi there, this is update number 1, and hopefully this would be like the longest one because I am going to try and set up all the subsequent days, if that makes sense. The first thing that I would like to mention is that I went into my pattern stash and I picked out all the lovey patterns that I have not yet made and put them in a folder. Then I went through, and that's the clip that you're seeing on screen right now. I went through each of these and made a list in my notebook, going by the name, the type of what it was, like if it's a cow, if it's a giraffe, and that sort of thing. And of course divided it by each of the designers. And I ended up with around 10 to 12 different designers. And me thinking that I'm a superhuman being, I was like, you know, I'm just going to mark all the ones that I want to make. Like I want to make like right now. And I went through them and I picked 20. The thing is, this vlog will run for about 2 weeks. So 14 days. Now, if this were like a month-long thing, 20 loveys in a month is like easy pickings or pickings. But it's only 14 days. And while some of these are mini, they're small, they should work up pretty quick. I also don't want to become like a lovey or snuggler making machine. That being said, what I'm going to set out to do is to do at least one pattern of each of these designers that I've currently like picked out. That way, this video will also serve as kind of like a pattern, lovey snuggler pattern roundup thing. I've gone through the designers. Some of them I have only like one pattern from. Others like BK Crochet and Mama Made Minis, I have several patterns. The other sort of filter that I think I'm gonna add is to, if I'm going to make a pattern from BK Crochet and Lily and Fern has a similar pattern, I am just going to go with the different pattern. What I mean is, if there's a lovey or snuggler pattern for a duck and no other designer on my list has a duck, I'm gonna go with that, so that not only do I feature different designers, but I'll also feature different animals. At the same time that I'm doing this, I'm also planning on finishing the blanket just so that whenever these cuties are done, I'll be able to start taking final photos of them. I don't know which lovey I'm going to start making, but as a bit of a treat, after I get some of the pattern testing for S&H Handmade, her splooting dachshund pattern, once I've made some headway in that pattern test, I am going to look at the patterns again and see what speaks to me, go yarn shopping in my stash, and then hopefully tonight like start working on it, and then we'll go from there. I will update you tomorrow to see what I was able to do. This is update number 2, day 2 of making a lot of loveys. I don't know how many we'll end up making, but if this like smile is of any note, it's because I feel accomplished. I was able to start working on the splooting Digby pattern, and I made a lot of headway I finished the head, and he's going to be huge. This is the head. I am adding in a bit of this color this is Sand by Premier's Basic Chenille, and the reason for that is because this is all I have left, and this is only what I've been able to make. Like, I am just starting now on the tushy, so I'm adding that other color in just to make sure that I have enough yarn to finish the entire pattern, but hopefully today I'll finish it. And then I was able to finally start making the loveys that I really want to make, and I started with a baby Della duck, and I'm obsessed. I wasn't thinking about making a mallard because I kind of wanted like a white one, but I don't have enough white to make an entire Della duck, so we went with the mallard. Basics, actually this is Bernat blanket in smoky green, but the rest is Basix Chenille in mustard, rust, steel cut oats, and caramel with cream here. The stitch markers are just holding my place so that because I need to embroider the eyes, and I've already started working on the headband for her, and I'm using this like blush color from Premier's Basics Chenille, Basics Worsted. It's the worsted weight yarn, and the color is light mauve. And she works up so fast that I actually started working on another one yesterday. And this was like an epic fail sort of thing, because this is a plushie pattern. Like, you need to stuff the body, but the way that it's made, I left it unstuffed. It's going to be a lovey, and this is something dandelion. All the patterns that I talk about will be in the description box. They'll also be mentioned here. So but I got this pattern for free as part of a giveaway, and I had just the right colors to start working on her, and I did. And the part that I say that it was an epic fail was that I've been doing like these reels and shorts here on YouTube where like I film parts of when I'm done with something, and I just got in such a groove that I literally just filmed the arms, and then the next part of the reel is like the whole head. So like in between I did not film anything, but that's okay. Her I hope to finish also as today. So technically I have 3. Actually I have 4. I want to finish this Beckett B in blanket yarn. So I kind of have like 4 whips right now, but we'll see how much I'm able to get done today. We do have church in the evening, so yeah. But anywho, I'm excited because I finally started making my loveys. I'll check back in tomorrow to see what I was able to do. Hopefully I'll be able to finish the things that I've already started, but if not, we'll see, hopefully. But yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye. Hi there, it's update number 3. It's currently Wednesday, and last night I was able to finish all the finishing details for the baby Della duck. I'll include the picture here, and I think it's named Dana Dandelion, again picture here, and I started a gentry, the itty bitty gentry giraffe by BK Crochet, and I wasn't too sold at first with the yellow. Not that it's like on its own it's gorgeous, but with the gray I didn't know if it was going to pair well, but you know, I'm not too mad about it just yet. I kept saying that this was mustard and mustard and mustard, but then I looked at the logo, or actually at the label, and it's actually curry. It's one of the newer basix chenille colors, which is also why, like, curry, it has a different undertone than mustard. So anywho, then this morning after I tidied up the house and got on the treadmill, I continued working on the seashells, the sun-kissed seashells blanket that I'm pattern testing for Jelly Donut Knits. This is because I do want to start taking pictures of it with, well, of the loveys on top of it. I kind of, you know, made a bit of, I did take a picture, which was the one that I showed you about with like baby Della and the dandelion, but the squares are not joined. I literally just like put the squares on top of each other and so on and so forth, and then like place the plushie or the lovey on top of it and took the picture. But I really do just want to finish this blanket. This is my last purple square, so I already have all 4 squares in purple. I just need to make one in pink, mint, and in blue, and I'll be done with that and hopefully be able to finish the entire blanket soon. I took a break from this because technically, yes, I want to finish it soon, but I have until the end of the month to finish the entire pattern test. But there's another pattern test that I need to finish by the 8th. And even though the pattern does work out pretty quickly, I do not love playing yarn chicken with 3 different yarns. I would just need to order it and have it shipped out, and I know it's not gonna get here in time to finish it. Plus, I don't know if, like, how easy it would be for me to get terracotta in this same dye lot, because it was the Bernat blanket that was sold at Joann's stores. So my fear is that yes, I can order terracotta online, but I just it might not be the same dye lot or the same manufacturer. So I've been mixing up all the colors. So I started out with sand here, and then I'm adding the caramel color as another accent color. So the dashend is going to actually be like a spotted one. And then again, I'm not mad at it. I'm not like, oh no, this is going to be terrible. No, I'm actually like enjoying the whole color combination. Yeah, I do not love playing yarn chicken, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. I'm also like not loving the whole color changing every so often, but hey, it's kind of on me to try and make a plushie without making sure that I have enough yarn in a specific color. But yeah, anyways, I do want to show you, because it's part of the loveys, I did get some yarn from Walmart because I kept looking in my stash and I didn't have like colors that could blend other colors together, if that makes a bit of sense. So I did pick up a skein of Almond Twilight, even though it looks a bit lighter than Twilight, but it's Twilight. A skein of white, and this one is Baby Grays, because I saw this, I was like, that would make a really cute bunny. So this, I wasn't going for this, but more yarn. I have a lot of variegated Bernat blanket yarn, but I didn't have like a more neutral color like the white one and the almond to kind of marry other colors together with that variegated brunette blanket. But now I do, so hopefully the whole lovey making lovey snuggler making party can continue. I will update you all tomorrow, and bye. This is update number 4 and number 5 all wrapped up together because yesterday the day kind of got away from me. I spent most of the morning tidying up the craft room slash office slash home gym. If you want to call having a treadmill in a room a home gym, then that's what we have. But I quite literally walked in yesterday morning and it was chaos everywhere. Like, it kind of off screen here you can see part of my cubes, right? But then there's 2 tables that we placed together that they form an L, so that the other side of the L is where my husband works. But that like when he's not working from home, I sometimes spill over into his area. But it wasn't just that. It was just that the general places of my craft area were messy. And that treadmill that I mentioned, well, it wasn't folded up, it was like normal. I had a bunch of plushies on it. So it took me almost 2 hours to get things back into order. And I think that, you know, from time to time we do need those minor resets so that we can, like, for me, if something is too cluttered, no, my brain becomes too cluttered. But now that everything's all like organized, yesterday I did finally take the boys over to their indoor trampoline park. In the evening, I was able to finish, finally, this. It's not a lovey, even though we are in like a lovey sort of phase, but I finally finished the splooting Digby pattern by S&H Handmade. I am so stoked. This pattern really made me stress out. Okay, no, let me fix that. It wasn't the pattern, it was the yarn. I should probably learn from my mistakes, except sometimes I don't, that I picked a color that I might not be able to get anymore because I got this burnt terracotta color from Joann's. Joann's closed. And yeah, I don't know why I did this to myself, but he's done. I ended up, since I just knew, like, once I made the head, I knew I wasn't going to have enough yarn. So I added basic chenille in caramel and in sand to kind of give him like this spotted look and to make sure that I had enough yarn to finish him. And here he is. The other thing that I was able to finish was another Bennett. It's actually Beckett B. And this time I went with blanket yarn. The wings are triple stranded. I have eyelash yarn, which is the one that has like these wisps. That's one strand of Little Bunny, and then the third strand is actually the colored yarn. That is Kyla's Crafts Naughty Ball, the original, not the deluxe, the original. And I went with felt eyes for her, and I just can't believe, like, I just can't with the chunkiness. The people in the Market Prep Crochet-A-Long, which is where you might find all of these patterns for free if you join, they helped me name all my bugs the Pudgy Buggies because they're just too chunky. I mean, like, look at that. So yeah, all of these bug patterns will now be called, like, collectively, the Pudgy Buggies. My boys are having a party. This is Gentry, the itty bitty giraffe. The pattern is by BK Crochet, and in my mind I thought this yellow color was mustard. It's not, it's curry. And I did not know, like, in my, like, this is the whole process that went through my mind. I was like, this, like, I usually mix pewter with mustard and it doesn't look off, because at first it started to look like I'm not too sold on it, but I went with it and I continued to work it up. This is Bernat Blanket Almond. So I went with it and it worked out great, because just look at that headband in red. This is basix worsted. The color is literally red. And I embroidered the eyes. So far in 5 days, I've been able to make 3 loveys. I've been able to make a whole lot more, but more in plushies. So this is what they're looking like so far. I kinda, maybe, perhaps, I don't know, bought 5 more lovey patterns, snuggler patterns. Yeah. And I did get those from other designers. So I've been able to make 3 loveys in a week, which is amazing. Not only that, I've been able to work on other plushies as I've kind of tried to catch you up here. I also updated my inventory list, and I noticed that I had, I kid you not, like 40 different glitter mixes. And while, yeah, you know, the more the merrier, you know, make the world shiny and sparkly. Well, most of those colors weren't selling, while others were like selling a whole lot, which kind of led me to doing something that I thought I was going to regret, but I didn't. Now, what I did was I went into my Etsy shop and I look at the stats of all the glitters that, not glitters, but all the safety eye colors that I sold from all the listings that I currently have. And I did retire some that never sold, which is fine because my listings are paint to order, made to order, or paint to order, if you want to think of it that way. But others, like, I've sold so many of that the glitter was almost non-existent. So what I did is I kind of wanted to call these eyes the kitchen sink, because I believe these have a total of 7 or 8 glitter mixes, while the remnants of glitter mixes in them. I thought it was something that I was going to regret, but I don't. And you get all of these different colors when you move and twist the eyes. And this is a conundrum that was fixed, so it's no longer a conundrum, because it'll be able to tie all these 4 colors together. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It's just like, look at them. Look at those. I love them. So instead of naming them the kitchen sink, these are called kaleidoscope, very much because you twist and move them and you have different little spots of color. The kaleidoscope is all of the glitter mixes that didn't even have enough for another set of eyes. But then there were some glitter mixes that they were kind of similar. And what I did was I merged them. The first one is Saturn mixed with Magic Memories to get these. And it's still very reminiscent of both colors, except that, you know, you get these mild little pops of white glitter. The other one, and this is a mix of Moonwalk and Neptune, and they are called Vintage Blue because it's like this nice smoky glittery blue. The third one that got remixed was Summer Love with Orchid Blossom, and it kind of just made, instead of it being like a bit more ruby, it made it a bit more pink. I'm still keeping the name Orchid Blossom because I think it's pretty fitting. The fourth one is Green-Eyed Wizard and Jupiter mixed together to get slime. And it's a very normal looking green, if you wish. Like, when I think of green, this is what I think about, like the green crayon. But I named it slime because it kind of reminds me of the slime color from Minecraft. This next one, I quite literally just added a bit more of those colored discs that you see throughout, and it's going to be renamed as Gumdrop. These next one, I just mixed Goldilocks with Gold Mine to get this. I'm still keeping the name Goldilocks. The difference is that now we have little tiny flecks of gold in between. This next one is also Gold Mine, but when I made the original Gold Mine, it was 2 layers. One was the glitter mix part, and then the like mica powder layer. So the mica powder layer, I actually added it to Goldilocks. So in essence, the mix for Gold Mine, I divided it into 2 different eyes. So now I have to take pictures of these safety eyes and like update the listings and everything. But you know, by the time this video is out, they will be there in case you would like to grab any of them. And then I had 2 people order safety eyes. Let me show you what they got. Teresa got 30mm embers. These are just like really, really gorgeous because of all the different, I think to get embers, I have like 4 different types of glitter mixes mixed together to get that. And then Shelby, at least I hope I'm pronouncing it right, got 30mm Lake Waters. Lake Waters is my best selling color, like of all time. I don't know. I also love it because it kind of looks neon green, bright green, and then it has like these little flecks of kind of like a lime or lemon. Well, not lemon green, but I think you know what I'm trying to get at. So I've decided to divide this lovey making vlog or snuggler making vlog into different parts. This is part 1, where I only managed to get 3 snugglers or loveys done. The reason that I'm doing this is because I don't want the video to be too long, because if it only were me updating you on what loveys I made, sure, let's do 2 weeks. But I'm also kind of filling you in on things that I'm doing, so since I talk a lot, yeah, I think it's very much needed. But we are still going to have, instead of 2 weeks, we're gonna extend it to 3 weeks of making loveys and snugglers. I did grab some new lovey and snuggler patterns, so I'm gonna add those too. So stay tuned for part 2, where we start week 2 of how many loveys I can make, lovey snuggler pattern roundup sort of video. And before I sign off, these snugglers were made back, I kind of want to say in March, if I'm not mistaken. They were made from Millie's Magic Makes. I always switch up her name. She has this pattern pack where you can make, I believe, 8 different snugglers. And I made these in Parfait Chunky, and just like look at how tiny and adorable they are. This is a horse and this is an itty bitty cow. So let's see what loveys I make next week. If that's of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking the video, sharing the video, commenting down below. If you want me to do any sort of, if you want me to make any sort of like snuggler pattern that you would like to see, if there's any snuggler or lovey pattern out there that you would like to see be made, comment it down below and I'll see if I'm able to grab it, or if I already have it in my stash, and maybe I'll include it in another video. But for now, that's all I have for today's video. I will see you again next week. Bye.